Good morning. I have videotaped my report to the foundation this morning because I will be in Richmond all this week. Katrina Powell and I are attending the Fund Development Institute at the University of Richmond. Now, Katrina drove back last night so she could be there for her first board meeting, but I've stayed behind to take notes for both of us. I want to begin my report today by thanking the foundation, and there's so many things we have to thank you for. But in particular, I want to thank you for all the scholarships that you provided over the past year. I was amazed at our recent scholarship reception, at the numbers of scholarships that you are now providing to our students and trainees. And this is so very important because it is a ticket for them to get onto a career pathway that can change their life. And without that ticket, they can't get the access to the opportunities that we provide. So thank you for that. I also want to thank you and give a shout out to John Lee for getting us on the cover of Cooperative Living magazine. Now, not only does that give us a lot of coverage, but it is the best written article that has ever been produced on the Southern Virginia Higher Education Center. So many times people write about us, and that's wonderful, but because we're such a unique institution with many different layers and we're so very comprehensive, it's hard for people to get it right. And Bill Sherrard did just a super job of that. So if you have a chance, and I think Katrina's going to provide you copies, please read that article. I think you'll be very proud. And the last thing I want to thank you for today, before I get into the rest of my report, is thank you for hiring Katrina Powell. She is a joy to work with, and she has already connected with my staff. Not only that, she is a dynamo, and she has already, in 3 short weeks, begun to put together the pieces of a base that will allow us to launch a very exciting fundraising effort. So thank you for that. The last 2 items I want to talk about include evidence of the Southern Virginia Higher Education Center's return on investment. And this is evidence I think that we can use in our fundraising efforts, both qualitative evidence and quantitative evidence. We commissioned an economic impact study last year, and I want to share those results with you. And then also there was a community assessment recently that was conducted that gathered input from community residents, workers, and leaders about what our community's realities, strengths, and challenges really are. The results of the economic impact study are really incredible. So in fiscal year 2018, our total economic impact was $66.1 million. Our economic activity supported almost 481 jobs, and we brought almost $10 million in local, state, and federal revenues into the region. So these are incredible numbers, and I think we can really use those to show how investing in the Southern Virginia Higher Education Center is a great return on investment. Now to the community assessment. I am one of 3 co-chairs leading the Halifax County Community Strategic Planning process. We're working with Market Street Consultants and a steering committee comprised of key local stakeholders, and that includes people from agriculture, business and industry, education, healthcare, community development, and nonprofits. So community input was gathered through one-on-one interviews, focus groups, and almost 1,600 online surveys. And almost 2,000 people provided input, which was used to assess the current state of our community. And from that input, 9 key community stories were identified and published in this community assessment document. These stories, as I mentioned earlier, describe the current realities, the key successes, and the remaining challenges facing our community. The Southern Virginia Higher Education Center is one of those 9 storylines. The Southern Virginia Higher Education Center emerged as a clear community strength during the public input process. And I'll read now from that report. Stakeholders had high praise for various aspects of the institution, including its facilities, programs, and diversity and quality of degree and training programs. Beyond its impact on the community's talent pipeline, residents also perceived the center as a significant source of community pride. It is a highly visible testament to the community's ability to work collaboratively and proactively to address a major community need. In closing, this is great evidence of our return on investment. I think that it will be impressive to people that we ask for donations and investment. Again, I think that with the system that Katrina is putting into place, not only will the foundation be able to provide the center with funds to cover our current operations, you're going to allow us to be able to do and create some really new, fantastic programming that meets the needs and advances our economic potential. So once again, I thank you. I look forward to working with Katrina. We're already enjoying Katrina, and I just ask for you to get behind the work that she's getting ready to do because she knows what she's doing. Thank you.